Hi, I'm Michelle Sheran-Andrews, and this video will walk you through the Deriving Input Demand Functions help sheet. Before reading this help sheet, take time to recall these concepts and definitions. Remember, this list and all the others you'll see in the video is posted on Sakai. Now you're ready to look at the help sheet. After doing so, be sure you can explain the steps to derive input demand functions. Now let's get some practice. Let's work this practice problem. Suppose that a firm's production function is represented by the equation you see here. Our task is to derive the equation for the firm's labor demand function. The first step we need to take is to derive the MRTS. Remember that the MRTS is a ratio of marginal products, which in this case gives us the following equation. Now, we're going to want to clean that up a bit. First, let's recognize that the 1/2s cancel each other out. And now let's go ahead and group both terms as follows. Instead of having a negative exponent, let's go ahead and write it as the reciprocal of the term in the parentheses so that exponent can become a positive 1/2. All right, that's better. That will be easier to work with. The second step is to set the MRTS equal to the slope of the isocost line, which is the ratio of W to R. Now we want to solve for capital. Keep in mind that we're trying to derive the equation for labor demand, so we first need to solve for capital. This gives us an equation called the expansion path. The expansion path represents all the different combinations of labor and capital that are cost minimizing, or it traces out all the cost minimizing combinations of labor and capital as the firm expands its output. The next step is to plug this expansion path back into the production function to then solve for labor. So we take the production function and then take the expansion path from step 2 into the production function. Let's see what that looks like. Now let's clean that up. Now we need to solve for labor. That will give us the labor demand function. And now we have it. This is the firm's labor demand function. It's an equation that tells us the cost minimizing choice of labor for any quantity of output the firm wants to produce, given the price of labor, called the wage rate, W, and the price of capital, called the rental rate, R. Now that we've done some practice, it's time to push beyond the surface of the help sheet. To help you get started with that, I prepared these points under Analyze and Evaluate. Be sure that you take the time to do these. Also push beyond the surface by creating. Do these tasks presented here and bring them to recitation. This concludes the Deriving Input Demand Function video. If you need any help, don't hesitate to ask.